we haven't fought. Imagine that. They gotta lie. They gotta lie. They gotta lie all the time. They can't even believe their own lie. You can't even believe your own lie.
I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Teo his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy. Like he like doing things with his hands down, flashy.
Too much of it. You know, I think that he believes in himself. That's one thing. But I'm here to destroy his dreams and all that he wants to do and become. You can't take this from me. I worked very hard for it.
At the press conference, Teofimo Lopez issued a brutal warning to Shakur Stevenson, making it clear that he will punish him in the ring. He said that even if he is seen as the underdog, he will show what he is capable of. Lopez stressed that people underestimate him at their own risk and promised a dominant performance that will leave no doubt about his skill.
They kept asking that protection program
Money
for
talk,
a long
walk. Money talk.
Lopez shows intense determination ahead of his fight with Shakur Stevenson. Confident and focused, he declares he will dominate in the ring, ready to prove his skill, power, and strategy. Lopez's mindset is clear. He is fully committed to winning and leaving.
Yeah. I'm gonna beat him up. I'm gonna beat him up.
And we know at one point you contemplated retirement. Seems like you're in a good place now. You're active. Where are you at right now? Where are you feeling about your career?
Mentally, I'm in the Bahamas somewhere, having a coquito.
Lopez makes it clear that he will not allow Shakur Stevenson to take the belt he worked so hard to earn. He emphasizes the sacrifices behind his success, explaining that the title represents years of struggle, pain, and dedication. For Teofimo, this fight is about protecting what he built through hard work and perseverance. He believes strongly in himself and is determined to defend his position in the ring. Lopez views this moment as personal, driven by pride and effort, and insists that no one can take away something he earned through blood.
Of being in the ring,
Yes.
Shakur Stevenson, obviously
sure.
you guys are both in Las Vegas. I'm hearing that you did link up today. A face-off happened between the two of you?
Yeah, face-off happened, things of that nature, just to create the things that are in motion already. So we're really adamant about fighting each other next, and I can't wait for us to really lace it up. And I see him across the ring, and really when that bell rings, lights out for him.
What's it like seeing him now kind of face-to-face? When you look at him, what do you see? Because obviously you're not locked in just yet, and the closer it gets to a fight, obviously things turn a little bit. But when you do look at Shakur, what do you think of him?
I think I don't think too much of it. You know, I think that he believes in himself. That's one thing. But I'm here to destroy his dreams and all that he wants to do and become. You can't take this from me. I worked very hard for it. I've bled for this. And I'm not taking nothing from him. But I just believe that what's gonna happen next is for destiny in the.
Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez fight, emphasizing that it is likely to go the full 12 rounds, though the dynamics of the first 6 rounds could shape the outcome. He notes that Shakur may not come out aggressively at the start, choosing instead to fight off the back foot and observe Lopez's approach. If Teofimo can dominate or convincingly win the early rounds, it could influence Shakur's strategy in the latter half of the fight, making it more competitive. Lopez is described as a frontrunner, someone who relies on early energy and explosiveness, and Okoye questions whether he can sustain that intensity throughout. If Shakur senses he has lost some of the early rounds, he will be forced to open up later, creating an intense finish and potential for close championship rounds. Conversely, if Lopez loses the first few rounds clearly, Shakur could cruise to a comfortable, unanimous decision. This breakdown highlights the strategic chess match between both fighters, where timing, energy management, and round-by-round execution.
I don't think that Shakur is going to come out and try to fight or take the fight to Teo in the first 6 rounds at all. So if he's fighting off the back foot, if Teo can make it so that he's convincingly, or he's convinced at least Shakur that he may have won 4 of the first 6 rounds, if it's 4-2 in Shakur's mind going into the second half of the fight, or if I'm looking at him stealing those first 6 rounds, then it's an interesting fight going into the tail end, because Teo, to me, is a front runner, right? I want to see if he can carry his energy and his explosiveness late in the fight and not wear down. And then when Shakur starts to open up, can you steal some of those championship rounds from him and make it like a close fight? I think if Teo comes out and does what he usually does, which is try to swarm Shakur early and keep Shakur on the defensive early, then he can try to steal a lot of those early rounds. And if he does that, then Shakur has to fight in the tail end of that fight, and that'll make it real interesting. If if I'm looking at the first 3 rounds, first 4 rounds, and Tio looks like he's losing those rounds convincingly, then it's an easy night for Shakur, unanimous decision in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Tio is going to bring anything late in the game, you know what I mean, to this fight. I think if he is who he's always been, you know, he's going to get gassed after like the 7th round and then take some rounds off. And when he does that, Shakur will open up and start to try to pick him apart, pot shot him, and do things like that. But this is the perfect fight, narrative-wise, for Shakur, because I've been waiting for Shakur to get into that fight where, you know, he doesn't have the fight where he doesn't have his Diego Corrales fight. You know what I mean? Where you think he's actually in danger. Shakur has been he's been outclassing everybody he's in the ring with. You know what I mean? Then the guys that you think could give him some work, like De Los Santos, I know people hate when I bring that fight up, but I want to see him.
And shares that his drive comes from a deep competitive spirit, constantly seeking the toughest challenges in the sport. Watching Teofimo Lopez's previous performance, Stevenson was struck by his confident, flashy style, which reminded him of a young Roy, inspiring a desire to test himself against such skill. He views this upcoming fight as a crucial opportunity to gauge his abilities against an elite opponent while adapting to a new set of strategies. Reflecting on his earlier fight against William Ada, Stevenson recognizes it was unconventional and demanding, yet it proved invaluable for his growth, showing he could thrive under pressure and adversity. He learned that fighters who apply constant pressure are meant to challenge him, yet he successfully managed that style, reinforcing his confidence. Now, facing Lopez, Stevenson feels well prepared to handle the speed, power, and unpredictability of a high-level opponent. His focus, adaptability, and accumulated experience give him confidence that he can navigate the fight intelligently, turning it into a comprehensive test of his skills, mental fortitude, and readiness